Look. Looky, 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 looky. What happened? It snowed all night. There's a bunch of snow in the woods. And the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was I had breakfast and then I did a bunch of stuff with the kids. But after that, I put on my shoes, my hiking shoes, and I went for a long walk. And I'm still on that long walk. And I thought I'd just do a short video just to talk a little bit about training outdoors, the benefits of training outdoors on a day like this. Magic. I mean, you don't get many days like this in Stockholm anymore, where there's loads of snow. Quite often it's dark and icy and you know, all of that, but days like this, absolutely magical. And it's days like this which are brilliant examples of why we should try and train outdoors as much as possible. Not only in the spring, everyone's really good at running in the spring, in the summer because it's nice and warm, but also late autumn when it's really raining and messy and mucky, and also in the winter, especially on days like this. Look, if we stand in front of the mirror at the gym or the YouTube training video on the laptop at home, do we really remember that session later on in life? When we close our eyes and we ask ourselves, what were the greatest training moments, experiences that I had? I don't think you're going to think of any of those things. I think you're going to remember the time when it was pounding it down with rain, or there was a snowstorm, or, you know, that's what we remember because we give context to our training. We're outdoors, we're experiencing the elements. It's more than just isolated exercises. It's more than just doing it for health reasons or counting down on a clock or doing a certain amount of reps or sets. Outdoors, we can forget a little bit more about these technicalities, these details, which, to be quite frank, sometimes just get in the way of training and they're not really motivating. We can forget almost that we're training outdoors. We're just taking in the environment, the season, the moment, the magic. That's what it's all about, is trying to find inspiration, being more human, being outdoors like we're meant to be, and just throwing in training as part of that. See, that's what it's all about for me, is trying to capture moments, create memories. And I think that days like this, you don't see many people outdoors. You don't see many people running because they're worried about, you know, slipping up on, it's going to get wet, or it's going to be difficult to get a quality pass in or whatever. And I understand all those things. Trust me, when I used to train for races, days like this were tough, and I'd make my way to the gym and I'd get on the running machine and I'd set in the numbers and do my work and get that quality pass in. But surely training for the vast majority of us isn't about getting the details absolutely perfectly right. What we're trying to do is spark an interest, energy, create lifelong motivation. And I think that training outdoors is just so much more inspiring. We just need a bit more gear. We just need to get a couple pairs of trail running shoes or whatever it be that you need to do whatever it is you want to do outdoors. But let's not just do isolated exercises according to a script indoors, or in front of a screen for that matter. I mean, a lot of the training industry now is becoming digitalized, and you know, there are benefits with that, obviously, and it's great that these opportunities exist, but don't let that be your training. Don't let that be what training means to you. Go outside as much as you possibly can, and I urge you to try and go out when the sun isn't shining, when it isn't particularly comfortable, when it isn't like a postcard that you'd want to send someone when you're on holiday. Instead, when the elements are really at their force, or when we get epic scenery like we have on a day like this, that's when we should be going out, putting on the right gear and just experiencing as much as possible. Because I promise you, when you close your eyes and you think about the greatest training experiences and memories you have, the vast majority of them are going to end up being associated with outdoor activities in nature, because ultimately this is what human beings are meant to do, is be outside and being as physically active as possible and creating memories with this insanely awesome planet that we live on. So that's the end of my rant. I hope you find that somewhat inspiring, somewhat interesting. Let me know if you think differently, if you think otherwise, or if you agree with me, and if so, what is it that you tend to do outdoors that you love so much? Look, have a great day. Cheers.